promoter is the site to which always RNA polymerase binds. If this is the coding sequence by एथरे information लिखाई के अच्छी कौन protein तैयारी होबो ताल this must be copied. So coding sequence is actually copied. This much is copied to form mRNA, but promoter is not copied. Promoter is not copied. What is done? Now exactly RNA polymerase binds to this, unwinds the 2 DNA strands, and then from this site plus 1 site plus 1 base of the coding sequence, that is the first base of RNA polymerase, sorry RNA. So promoter is the regulatory region. So this structural aspect of prokaryotic gene must be taken into account. So next is transcription. So I told you gene expression involves two processes. One is transcription, another is translation. So now the first event is transcription. What is transcribed? If this is the coding sequence, let me tell you, certain fundamental aspects must be dealt in. If this is the promoter, there are two strands. If at all the bases are A, so transcription is a process in which the gene is transcribed. The structural region of the gene is transcribed, not the entire gene. The promoter is not transcribed. Okay, only the structural region from which messenger RNA is produced, that region is transcribed. So transcription is a process in which mRNA is synthesized from one of the 2 strands of this structural region. I am drawing this only to make you clear. If all these bases are A here, if this is used as template during transcription, then the mRNA would be all having U like this. If the opposite strand, this is definitely T. So if the other strand is used as template or this is transcribed, then definitely this would be having AAA. Now you might be clear. If one strand, both the strands are complementary. If one strand is used as gene, the other is not. Okay. I want to impress like this. In the structural region, there are 2 strands. For a particular gene, only one strand is used as template, and that is fixed. That means gene is a single strand of DNA out of those 2 strands. As from this example we saw that both the strands, either this or that, it cannot be used, only one strand. If this is used, this will give rise to U, poly U. If this is used, poly A. So one strand is used as template, not both. So the strand, now let me do like this. This is the strand which is used as template. Baku mu kahili template strand. From this RNA would be produced, and this would be A like this, poly A. So what kind of nomenclature would be used? So this is template strand. This template strand is called antisense strand. Template strand is called antisense strand. How? Now, this RNA is as good as, or in terms of sequence, it is same to the non-template strand, because this is template strand, this is non-template strand. The RNA synthesized, copied from DNA is same as to the non-template strand. Or if you at all, जदि एथरे कोटी T थाए, sorry ये जगह कोटी T थाए, एटे U थिवो, it doesn't matter. सेथिपें कहंती the RNA synthesized is same as to the non-template strand. 8. So RNA has the sense, because RNA has the sense for protein, has the sense for protein. RNA रे लिखा है कि अच्छी कौन प्रोटीन तैयारी हो, एंड RNA सहित जी समान ताकू कहती सेंस स्ट्रैंड. ताहले द स्ट्रैंड, दिस स्ट्रैंड इज कॉल्ड सेंस स्ट्रैंड. सेंस स्ट्रैंड आकु मध्य कहती कोडिंग स्ट्रैंड. कोडिंग स्ट्रैंड आईटा तो आम जानी यहाँ जेहतु छांच हिसाब से यूज कर टेम्पलेट स्ट्रैंड, नॉन टेम्पलेट स्ट्रैंड. सो दिस टेम्पलेट स्ट्रैंड इज कॉल्ड एंटीसेंस स्ट्रैंड, बिकॉज यहीटा RNA सहित समान, RNA रे सेंस अच्छी, दैट्स व्हाई द नॉन टेम्पलेट स्ट्रैंड इज कॉल्ड सेंस स्ट्रैंड, कोडिंग स्ट्रैंड, राइट. The template strand is, that's why called antisense DNA strand. So from this discussion, this is our takeaway. हमें यह बुझिले जे जीन गोटे strand of DNA, because not both the strands. एमिति ही पारे एठे तीनटा जीन अछंती, जीन A, जीन B, जीन C. If this strand A strand and this is B strand, एटा एठे तार टेम्पलेट हिसाब रे यूज करा जा पारथा है, एटा एठे ही पारथा है, किंतु फॉर C the opposite strand may be used as template, or C may be, we do not know, and it is, but it is sure, it is fixed for each gene. So transcription is a process by which RNA is produced or copied, transcribed from DNA of a gene. So gene undergoes transcription. That's why often we called DNA undergoes transcription. In prokaryotes, because prokaryotes, particularly the E. coli is a model organism, thoroughly studied organism in this earth. No such organism is well studied as E. coli is. So that's why E. coli since 1950s is used in molecular genetics for study of these processes like transcription, translation, gene regulation. That's why in our course it is mentioned, it is transcription in prokaryotes. But sometimes we compare this with eukaryotes. So prokaryotic transcription, so the enzyme is RNA polymerase. RNA polymerase, as the name indicates, it is synthesizes RNA. So RNA polymerase, otherwise known as DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Okay, so prokaryotes have only one kind of RNA polymerase, one type, no variation, only one type. But if you go to eukaryotes case re, in case of eukaryotes, there are RNA pol 1, RNA polymerase 1, 2, 3. 3 types of RNA polymerase. They are responsible for synthesis of different type of RNAs. But here my subject is to concentrate on this RNA polymerase of prokaryotes. It is only one kind. So this is DNA dependent RNA polymerase. So further, other features, RNA polymerase, unlike DNA polymerase, we have seen earlier, DNA polymerase requires a primer. It requires a short segment of RNA to start with. But RNA polymerase starts the chain de novo, completely new. It doesn't need any initiator, it doesn't need any primer, it can start with the chain by seeing the template. So further it needs a template, and the template that is used by the RNA polymerase is our, I told you, is the antisense DNA strand. If it complicates our mind, one thing we must keep, the strand that is used by RNA polymerase for transcription, that is our template strand, the simplest way to understand. And further, the building blocks, as RNA or DNA is a polymer, their synthesis depends on the building blocks, the nucleotides. In DNA, they were deoxyribonucleotides, but in case of RNA, they are ribonucleotides, ribonucleoside triphosphates. So they are 4 types: ATP, GTP, CTP, and UTP, no TTP. Adenosine triphosphate, guanosine triphosphate, cytidine triphosphate, and uridine triphosphates, they are like this. Okay. So further, 4 things are required. One is the enzyme and the template and the building blocks. These are the requirement for RNA to be synthesized by way of transcription. Okay. So previously we have discussed the basic features of transcription. They are the requirements of a template. Second is the enzyme, RNA polymerase. Third one, they are the building blocks, because RNA that to be synthesized is a polymer. It needs the monomers, the building blocks. They are the ribonucleotide triphosphates. Now let us come to the point how RNA synthesis or transcription begins in the DNA template. So RNA synthesis takes place in 4 steps. They are, so this is on transcription. There are 4 steps. One is binding of, this is vital, this is binding of RNA polymerase, because we write this is RNA, P means RNA polymerase, binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter. So this is the first step, because what gene is to be transcribed, that must be identified, because there are several genes in a cell, but at a particular time what gene is to be transcribed, that means what gene is to be expressed, that gene is to be identified. So this binding of RNA polymerase, because this is the enzyme RNA polymerase, this binds to the promoter sequence of the enzyme, the gene. Second is initiation of the chain, initiation, C elongation, and D is termination. So we will be discussing each step, termination and release. What is released? Now release of the RNA from the DNA template. So now let us come to the point, what is transcribed? Now gene is transcribed, the DNA is transcribed. So the enzyme is RNA polymerase. Let us have a look on prokaryotic RNA polymerase. So prokaryotic RNA polymerase, now the focus is on prokaryotic RNA polymerase, right. So this prokaryotes have only one type of RNA polymerase, but in contrast eukaryotes have three different types of RNA polymerases that I will be discussing later on. But this prokaryotic RNA polymerase, this transcribes or synthesizes all types of RNA, synthesizes all types of RNA in a cell, that is mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. All types of RNA are synthesized by this kind of RNA polymerase. Let us have a look on this polymerase. This polymerase synthesizes, I told you, this synthesizes all these three kinds of RNA. So, now this is a multimeric enzyme. This consists of several polypeptides. So, the RNA polymerase consists of 6 different units. They are alpha, alpha, beta, beta dash, omega and sigma. So, these are the different polypeptides in their tertiary conformation. They are associated to form the prokaryotic RNA polymerase. The first one, we can write this way, this is alpha 2, alpha alpha, beta, beta prime or beta dash, omega. They constitute the core enzyme. They constitute the core enzyme. And this sigma factor, we will see this sigma factor is responsible for identifying or recognizing factor. This is recognizing factor. So, this sigma factor is responsible for identifying the promoter and binding of this entire enzyme, that is called holoenzyme, to the promoter. Holoenzyme means total enzyme. The total enzyme consists of the core enzyme and this sigma factor. Sigma factor is dissociable. Sigma factor is dissociable. Its function is to identify what gene is to be transcribed. So, this holoenzyme in toto binds the promoter region of a gene. Once the enzyme identifies this gene to be transcribed, then it just initiates and it unbinds, it dissociates. So, sigma factor, after starting, it dissociates from the enzyme. So, the core enzyme henceforth carries out rest of the process of transcription. So, function of sigma factor is to recognize the promoter. Promoter is the regulator region or region of a gene to which RNA polymerase identifies and binds. Once this identification and binding is begun, then only the RNA polymerase proceeds, the core enzyme proceeds for rest of the reactions. So, now besides these polypeptides, this also needs 2 more metal factors. One is magnesium, another is zinc. So, zinc and magnesium along with these proteins constitute the prokaryotic RNA polymerase, and the prokaryotic RNA polymerase differs from DNA polymerase. This is a polymerase, DNA polymerase also a polymerase, but thing is DNA polymerase, as we discussed, requires a priming, it needs a primer, but RNA polymerase does not require any primer to start the reaction or to start the polymerization. So, it starts the reaction entirely new, it does not need priming. So, this is the major difference. So, now let us come to the point. RNA polymerase of one type, it binds the promoter. Now, let us have a diagrammatic view of this. This is the gene, this one is 5' end, this one is 3 dash end. This thing we have always remembered that the two strands of a DNA are antiparallel, and out of two strands of a DNA, one strand acts as the gene. Okay. So, the template strand is always transcribed. So, the other strand, non-template strand, also called coding strand, that is not transcribed, but that is as good as messenger RNA. So, as it is a continuous process, we cannot draw all the diagrams, but I am giving you a diagram where just the RNA polymerase has bound. Let us look like this. This is RNA polymerase, RNA pol. So, this side, if you look at this side is the promoter. So, promoter is the region to which this RNA polymerase initially binds. Once it binds and recognizes, yes, this gene is to be transcribed, okay, then the sigma factor dissociates and goes. Only the core enzyme further carries out the reaction. So, RNA polymerase sits on the gene, then unwinds the two strands, because the two strands are hydrogen bonded. They are just like a zip, chain bhaliya dita strand, but they must be open to be read, to be assessed by the enzyme. So, that is why the enzyme opens off the two strands, one strand acts as gene. Now, let me tell you, promoter is always to the upstream of the gene. Promoter is located to upstream of the gene, and otherwise it is also told that it is to the 5 dash end of the gene. It is to the 5 dash end or upstream of this gene, and this is the first nucleotide that is to be transcribed. Now, the template strand is you can, I think you can guess what I have written. This is the template strand, this one. DNA is read, DNA को RNA polymerase पढ़ुची को direction रे from 3 dash to 5 dash direction, and RNA is synthesized from 5 dash to 3 dash direction. So, RNA chain growth goes on, or RNA chain elongates in 5 dash to 3 dash direction, right. So, this DNA in open form. So, here I can say a bubble, your eye is closed. Now, when you open, that looks like, this looks like an eye or a DNA bubble. So, this DNA bubble, the enzyme and the elongating RNA chain plus the nucleotides assembled there, available there, 3 things at least: DNA template or DNA bubble as a whole, the enzyme and this RNA together constitute transcription bubble. So, this area is called a transcription bubble. It is a complex structure, and it is seen that what length of DNA is unwound, unwound. What length of DNA is unwound by this RNA polymerase for transcription? It is seen that this much is around 17 NTS nucleotides. So, 17 nucleotide long DNA at a particular time is open by this RNA polymerase, but the RNA and a DNA helix, but here DNA and RNA they form a duplex. So, this RNA DNA duplex is around 12 nucleotide long, 12 NTS nucleotide long. As in DNA replication, it is described that the building blocks are deoxyribonucleoside triphosphate. Similarly, in RNA, the nucleotides are ribonucleotide triphosphates. So, these ribonucleotide triphosphates, they come to the growing end, by means of a diffusion, and the enzyme adds one by one. If I describe that in each reaction, the RNA chain increases or elongates by one nucleotide, So, that we can write RNA is of n nucleotide. If this one is RNA n, that means it is n nucleotide, then NTP means nucleoside triphosphate, that is the precursor, it comes to the site, and the enzyme adds chemically, it ligates nucleoside monophosphate to this, but PPI pyrophosphate is released. Pyrophosphate is 2 ATP equivalents, because for any reaction there must be energy. So, the energy is provided by the hydrolysis of, we can write this one plus water, and this becomes your 2-PI inorganic phosphate. So, here 2 ester bonds are hydrolyzed by this enzyme to form bond with the elongating chain, because this hydrolysis is one exergonic process, energy yielding process. That energy is coupled to synthesis of an ester bond in the existing RNA in its growing end. So, in each step there is elongation of the RNA chain by one nucleotide. Then, so initiation, first we discussed the binding of RNA polymerase, second it unwinds, then from the starting point the RNA polymerase goes on adding one by one the nucleotides, as a result of which the RNA grows elongates in 5' to 3' direction in the template, but the template is read from 3' to 5' direction. This thing must be kept in mind, because whether DNA and RNA they follow complementarity and antiparallel rule. So, this is the antiparallel rule orientation, and the pairing is complementarity. So, now how long this transcription would go, because a gene has a boundary, there it must end. So, there is a signal, there is a sequence at the end of the gene where it dictates that the transcription should come to an end. So, the 4 processes or 4 steps: identification of the polymerase to the promoter, then initiation, elongation, then termination and release. You must remember this way. This is the direction of transcription. As this enzyme proceeds ahead, so it unwinds, it unwinds in this direction, and the enzyme is proceeding in this way, and behind on the other end it also rewinds. The regions which are already finished, it rewinds. So, unwinding ahead and rewinding behind. the DNA must rewind because its transcription copy sari galani jar kamo sari galani it must form the double helix. So now how the termination takes place. So termination, there is a sequence in this gene at the end that is called termination sequence. What is seen that the sequence that determines termination, that is GC rich sequence, GC rich followed by AT sequence, followed by AT. This is difficult to understand, but what I mean to say, the RNA that is formed is single stranded. When there is G here, for example, here is G, C, G, correspondingly we can imagine that in RNA there would be a sequence like this structure. Through GC एमती थिले एपट आसीबो G एपट रहिबो C, G रहिले C रहिबो C रहिले G रहिबो likewise A T likewise. What I mean to say, because of presence of complementary bases at the terminus or towards the end, the RNA forms local base pairing. RNA forms local base pairing, not entire throughout, local base pairing. So this local base pairing forms a 3-dimensional structure called hairpin structure. Very rarely we need this. You might have seen in certain cases some old lady, they go for hairpin. The hairpin is having a plastic or something here and a pin like this. So here this forms, this is a paired region, forms the stem, and the loop is unpaired region. So this looks like a hairpin, that is why it is called hairpin structure. So when a hairpin structure is formed in the RNA itself here, the enzyme stops, pause, seiti tike rahigala because a secondary structure is formed there. Enzyme halts there and senses that some obstruction comes. Instead of being a linear simple structure, it forms a hairpin like structure. So there it stops, and that is a signal, that is a signal. Because of that, the enzyme RNA polymerase, RNA pol undergoes conformational structural change, and as a result of which the polymerase is released from the gene. So this sequence in the gene and the formation of hairpin like structure releases the RNA chain from the gene, thereby ending the process of transcription. Now once DNA transcription leading to formation of RNA is over, next process is translation, and this we went on discussing in the prokaryotic cell, but eukaryotic transcription, its gene, its enzymes are not there in detail in our syllabus, but as we are eukaryotes and there is great implication of eukaryotic transcription, translation, everything, we must have a look at eukaryotic system. Let me come to this point. First, eukaryotic system. So eukaryotes, the genes in eukaryotes in contrast to prokaryotic gene. In prokaryotic gene, the genes are continuous. These terms you might have come across in the first year of on previous lessons. So genes in eukaryotes is discontinuous. So discontinuous gene. This must be clarified. Discontinuous gene or split gene. Split gene. Let me draw the structure of a eukaryotic gene. Very simple. I am trying to exemplify certain things by means of a diagram as simple as possible. We are not going titbit in detail. So, like prokaryotic gene, eukaryotic gene also has a promoter. Promoter is the regulatory site. Everywhere, any electrical appliance you see, fan, there is a motor, there is a blade, but it has a switch. So, to regulate that, to make it move, we have to make the switch on, switch off. So, similarly, this region is the switch of a gene, right. So, this is the promoter, and in the promoter here is a Tata box, TATA, Tata box. So, Tata box is very common whether I or a cow or a bean or any eukaryote, when they are studied, this Tata box is in upstream of the promoter. Okay. Tata box is common to all the eukaryotic genes, it is highly conserved. Now, this region is called structural region. Structural region. Can you imagine a switch without a fan or a fan without switch? A fan can run without a switch because you can make it direct, but you cannot regulate, you cannot lower its speed. Similarly, for regulating gene expression rate, everywhere there is a promoter. That part is not to be discussed here, but this is a promoter, and this structural region, this gives rise to the protein. This gives rise to protein because protein is a structure. Here is a protein, it has its corresponding gene. So, protein is ultimately produced, but information is there in the DNA in coded form, in language form. So, now this structural region in eukaryotic system or eukaryotes is called split. What is that split? Let me make it arbitrary like this. We had no such kind of discussion in prokaryotic gene. In eukaryotic gene, we have exon, then intron, exon, these names intron, exon, intron. Let me draw another here, another exon. So, likewise. So, what this exon is? It is a abbreviated form. This exon means expressing region. You just see, this is very fundamental, expressing region. From this expressing region, these two terms come, exon, and intervening region, intron, intervening region. How the things they have given intron. ମୁଁ ଯଦି एटा करे int, so intron, mind this thing, when somebody is speaking, if I am speaking to you and somebody is coming and intervening, मझिरे disturb करुछि, आमे कुछ don't intervene. So similarly, intron is a region that intervenes the continuity of the gene. तो exon गुडा करे information लिखाई अछि what would be the protein, but introns रे नहीं. Introns गुडा करे information नहीं what is to be the protein. So that's why expressing regions are exons and intervening regions are introns. So introns आमे या बुझिबा, these are not reflected in the mRNA. We will see in the final mRNA these introns are not there, only exons. So this kind of split gene was discovered in 1977 by Philip and Sharp. So, this Robert and Sharp, Richard Robert only, Robert and Sharp, Philip Sharp, in 1977 they discovered such kind of split genes. Where they did? You see, where they did. Now, these split genes were discovered by these two scientists in 1977 in a group of virus that is called adenovirus. Adenovirus. So, this is a DNA containing virus, DNA containing virus causing common cold. As it infects us, and adeno means certain glands, adeno refers to the gland. So, as they infect glands and cause cold symptoms in our body, and their genes are very much similar to ours. So, they are eukaryotic viruses, because prokaryotic viruses are there and eukaryotic viruses are there. So, adenovirus it discovered hoitala, and for which they received Nobel Prize subsequently. That is not our motto. Motto is the exons and introns are there in the in the structural region. Remember, of any gene, promoter is not transcribed. एइठारे मु जेमती एइठी ठिया हेले बहीटा को एठे थोइकी पढुची, बही ऊपर एमती बसिकी पढ़ी पारिबी नाही. I must sit here and work from this place. Enzyme must bind here, then we will work from this place. So, this is the structural region. So, structural region ठो काम करबा पे हेले से RNA polymerase टा एठे बसिबो. Okay. So, this is regarding the structural region is having exons and introns. Next, difference is another difference. This is regarding the gene. Second one is prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Very briefly, prokaryotes have only one type of RNA polymerase, only one type, but eukaryotes have three types of RNA polymerase. They are RNA pol 1, RNA polymerase 1, RNA pol 2, polymerase 2 and polymerase 3. But this produces all kinds of RNA, but RNA polymerase produces ये जिनसटा पिला मानक पे टिके मन रखिया पे असुविधा हुए, किंतु मु केमती मन रखछि ना 1 2 3 सीरियली, देन polymerase 1 मु एंतो मन रखछि RMT, this produces rRNA and the second one produces mRNA and the third one produces tRNA. जेते प्रकार tRNA यूकैरियोट अछंती ए करे प्लस एठे गोटे 5s rRNA ये तैयारी करे प्लस स्मॉल न्यूक्लियर RNA snRNA एतिक टाइप रो RNA ये तीनटा जाक तैयारी करे किए 3 different types of RNA polymerases produces 3 different types of RNA. So, this is its categorization. So, now sometimes in entrance or other things, at least our teaching learning must be little bit conceptual. How these 3 types of RNA polymerases were distinguished, semane kemti jana padile. Let us come to the point. You might have known there are certain poisonous mushrooms. Mushroom लोगो खाई कहीं poisonous mushroom खाती नहीं, किंतु जते बड़े बांती फांती हुए अरे we have taken mushrooms and that might be poisonous. So, there is a poisonous mushroom, its name is generally Amanita phalloides. This is a poisonous mushroom. आपको कहीं कहीं कहती छतुटा जेहेतु ये भाया स्ट्रक्चर टे ताकू कहीं कहीं कॉमनली कहती डेथ कैप. So, this has a component chemical, its name is alpha amanitin. Basing on its name Amanita, its name is alpha amanitin. This alpha amanitin इज सिलेक्टिव इन एक्शन जेतेबेले साइंटिस्ट मैंने देखिले जे एई component of this mushroom has differential action definitely they are different. This polymerase 2 is sensitive एटा कौन करे ना पूरा को बंद कर दिए एटा partially sensitive the third one is partially sensitive and polymerase 1 is insensitive just it is a diversion from our teaching how these three could be distinguished by action of this chemical alpha amanitin amanitin. Yes. So, you might have seen if people take this poisonous mushroom unknowingly after 3 to 4 hours they suffer from vomiting. The reason is when this is assimilated from the intestine and goes everything after assimilation first it goes through the liver because liver is the scrutinizing organ. So, जेतेबेले एटा पहुँच जाए ये amanitin टा liver रे कौन करे ना मु लिखी जे एटा sensitive to this. So, polymerase 2 को से कौन करे पूरा बंद कर दिए कौन सी प्रोटीन सिंथेसाइजिंग जीन रू ना एमआरएनए तैयारी हो ना प्रोटीन तैयारी हो. So, entirely protein synthesis is blocked because of this, that is why some irregularities and vomiting comes. So, anyway, but that part not I am going to cover why and so, but poisonous mushroom how it led to a big discovery in molecular biology. So, now what happens to this eukaryotic gene on transcription? As I told you, a eukaryotic gene in its structural region has exons and introns. This is exon 1, intron 1, exon 2, intron 2, exon 3. Likewise, मन क्वेश्चन आसी पारे सर हाउ मेनी एक्सन्स एंड इंट्रन्स आर देयर जेमती आमर घर तमर घर समस्त प्लॉट एरिया समान नुहे सबू जीन रो लेंथ समान नुहे किंतु एव्री जीन हैज ए पर्टिकुलर लेंथ एंड दिस नंबर इज फिक्स्ड किंतु आम ये एक्स जीन वाई जीन किसी कही ना कहार ना नहीं ना जीन इन पर्टिकुलर जनरल. सो एक्सन इंट्रन एक्सन इंट्रन एक्सन. So, now this has 3 exons and 2 introns. These introns are not there in the mRNA. So, during transcription, this is the promoter region. When RNA polymerase binds this site, this produces, you just see, because this is the structural region, एतिकी लंबार गोटे RNA तैयारी हुए ता ना होची प्राइमरी RNA ट्रांसक्रिप्ट. आमे in prokaryotes we didn't coin such kind of terms. So, this is primary RNA transcript. Product of transcription is transcript. So, this is exon, this is intron, exon, intron and exon. This is X3, this is int2, this is X2, this is int1 and this is X1. ये जत्तिकी लंबार सेत्तिकी लंबार गोटे ट्रांसक्रिप्ट तैयारी हिची. Along with that we will see एई पटरे मध्य गोटे 7mg थाए 7 methyl guanosine and towards the end you will find A likewise. This is called poly-A tail. Many things we have to remember at +2 level for betterment. We cannot go titbit fundamentally here. This thing we have to. So, this primary transcript on transcription, this process is called transcription. On transcription, the first, this is called cap. ये जो beginning टा कहते cap and this is called tail and this is the region which is transcribed. So, now the introns must not be there in the mRNA. So, what is seen? The exon and intron this is the intron 1 आमे जेमती घोड़ार चाबुक मारिले से लुपिंग हुए सिमिलरली एठे दिस इज लूप्ड आउट इंट्रॉन इज लूप्ड आउट एंजाइम कौन करे ना ए इंट्रॉन को पूरा काटी दबो एवं एक्जन 1 एक्जन 2 को जोड़ी दबो इंट्रॉन 2 को काटी दबो एक्जन 2 और एक्जन 3 की जोड़ी दबो सो दिस कटिंग रिमूवल of intron from transcript and joining of exon 1 and 2 must be very accurate, not a single base from this side to be with intron. So, very accurate process. So, what we call this? So, removal of intron and joining back of exons is called splicing, So, this process is splicing. So, splicing is a process in which the primary RNA transcript sometimes aku kehi ke lekhonde pre mRNA because this is the previous stage of mRNA. So, the introns are removed. So, now what enzyme does? Now, enzymes caught this and joins this. So, this ultimately comes to this length. ये तीनटा जाक एक्जन 1 तामाने एइथिरे थिबे एक्जन 1 2 3 एक्जन 1 2 3 no introns and this one is 7 methyl guanosine and at the end there is a poly A tail. So, the final mRNA does not contain any intron. So, introns must be removed. So, removal of introns, capping, the removal of introns and joining back of exons to make the exons continuous is called splicing, and addition of a cap at the 5' end and addition of around 250 to 300 adenosine residues is a tail. So, capping, tailing and this splicing together constitute RNA processing. So, in a nutshell, we can tell the pre-mRNA or primary RNA transcript undergoes RNA processing including several events to yield a very short mRNA as compared to this or this. So, ultimately introns are not reflected in the final mRNA. Now, can we recall where these events take place? In eukaryotes, the genes are present in the nucleus. This processing, transcription, then processing, everything takes place within the nucleus. If I do, this is the nuclear envelope. So, ultimately the mRNA is transported because we know mRNA is transported to the cytoplasm where protein synthesis takes place, because the ribosomes are available in the cytosol itself, which carry out along with other RNAs the process of translation. So, transport must take place from one compartment, that is nucleus, to the cytoplasm, which is a different compartment. Now, in the initial classes we discussed gene expression involves two major steps. One is transcription, what we discussed in these two classes almost. Transcription is production of RNA, messenger RNA. The name itself signifies it carries message from DNA genes located in one compartment, that is nucleus, to another compartment, that is cytoplasm, where ribosomes are there to make the translation process. So, transcription is over. Second one is translation. The very word we know, if we look at literature, translation we mean conversion, or one language must be converted to another language. One script must be converted to another script of another language. So, a person who is doing translation, he or she must need two languages at least. So, he uses the words, he must know the language, he must not know the words of both the languages, as a result of which he can or she can translate. Similarly, translation is the second step of gene expression. So, translation follows, translation takes place in the general cytoplasm, it takes place in the general cytoplasm. So, in connection to this translation, we must be acquainted with the genetic code, because the language of genes, आमे जहाँ भी पढ़ुछंती देखंतु डीएनए लिखिला माने दीटा गार करके सेते एटीसीजी लिखि पकोछंती. ए मीन्स एडेनोसाइन, टी मीन्स थाइमिन, साइटोसिन, गुआनिन, so many bases. But whenever we are writing protein, these are the bases. If it is at all the messenger RNA which is copied from DNA, these are the bases, it carries the information what protein is to be formed. Now, protein is nothing but it is a polymer of amino acids. So, these structures are the amino acids. Now, this is one amino acid A, amino acid 2, amino acid 3, amino acid 4. So, depending on the sequence of bases, if I write it is this line is A, second one is U, third one is G, then it is U like this. These are the bases. There is a correspondence. दुईटा लाइन रे चेयर रे बसछंती. फर्स्ट लाइन रे 5 जन पिला बसछंती, सेकंड लाइन रे 5 जन पिला बसछंती. किंतु मु कहबी ता पई से लाइक दिस. सो हियर 3 bases correspond to one amino acid. Next 3 bases 4, 5, 6 they correspond to another amino acid. 7, 8, 9 they correspond to the third one. Likewise they correspond to the fourth. So, आमे जो कहिले गोटे डिक्शनरी थिबा दरकार, से ट्रांसलेटर जानी थिबा दरकार जे दीटा जाक लैंग्वेज आ दीटा जाक लैंग्वेज को ब्रिज कर गोटे डिक्शनरी. से डिक्शनरी टा होची जेनेटिक कोड ऑफ और डिक्शनरी ऑफ द जीन्स, डिक्शनरी ऑफ द सेल्स that is used, that we have to understand. So, now the correspondence between the sequence of bases in mRNA relates to or parallels to the sequence of amino acids in the polypeptide. So, 3 consecutive bases in mRNA corresponds to one amino acid, next 3 bases correspond to another amino acid. So, here next we have to go for a description on genetic code. What that genetic code is? Genetic code came into our understanding in 1960s. So, now I can tell you genetic code is written with 4 letters UCAG, because A, T, C, G are the 4 bases of DNA, but its correspondence in mRNA is UCAG. There are 4 bases in mRNA. Then, if you look at English language, An 2 letters, R 3 letters, correspondence so many letters. So, word length varies, but we have built that dictionary, or humans are behind this dictionary. But what the cell does? ना cell कौन करिची एमिति variable length नहीं, 2टा लेटर वाला, 4टा लेटर वाला, 8टा लेटर वाला नहीं. By taking 3 consecutive bases, जो जेनेटिक डिक्शनरी बा जेनेटिक कोड चारिटा लेटर रे तैयारी हेछि एवं प्रति वर्डटा फिक्स इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ 3 consecutive bases. So genetic code is written in these 4 bases and its words are codons. Its words are codons. There are 64 codons. How this happened, it is difficult to come in this forum. So there are 64 codons and each codon is a triplet. Each codon is triplet. जो मानकर टिके मैथमेटिक्स ये अच्छी 4 to the power 3 जदि आम देखती इट कम्स टू 64 गोटे लेटर रे गोटे अमीनो एसिड नॉट पॉसिबल दीटा लेटर पाखापाखि हेले नॉट पॉसिबल बिकॉज 20 अमीनो एसिड्स आर देयर. सो बेस एंड अमीनो एसिड करेस्पोंडेंस स्टडी करके से माने फॉर्मुलेट कले जे प्रति वर्डटा डिक्शनरी रो प्रति वर्डटा मिनिमम 3टा लेटर रे तैयारी हेथिबो. So that was their conception. They thought like this, and ultimately Hargobind Khorana, Marshall, Nirenberg, Mathey, they over a span of 6 to 7 years they proved that the genetic code is written in AUCG and each word codon comprises of 3 bases. That is fixed, no 2, no 4. So in the beginning I told you the words are of fixed length. So out of 64 codons code for 20 amino acids. 20 amino acids. So definitely multiple codons are meant for one amino acid. Meant for one amino acid. जेमिति की आमे देखिछंती 2-3टा इंग्लिश वर्ड रो मीनिंग गोटे सेमती केते गुडे कोडन रो गोटे अमीनो एसिड पई तार मीनिंग थिबो. आमे in the next discussion we will be coming to the properties of genetic code. Thank you.